Yo guys, what is going on? Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be explaining one of the most important things you need to know when you are trying to trade Forex. This is change of characters and break of structures, all explained in this video, and I guarantee you guys are going to learn so much from it, okay? Now, I've been trading for over a year. I passed over $500,000 worth of funded accounts, all at the age of 20 years old, and change of characters are one of the most important things which I have used in order to attain this funding. So it's something which you need to understand. I'm actually going to be mentoring somebody throughout this entire journey, and in today's video, I'm mentoring him on a live call and explaining to him exactly how to understand change of characters. And you guys are going to see this exact video so you can learn exactly how I teach people and also learn exactly for yourself how to understand change of characters and break of structures as well. Now, before I get into the video, make sure you like, comment and subscribe because this series is going to be absolutely crazy. I'm literally teaching a complete beginner how to trade, and eventually he's going to become profitable and pass funded accounts. But without further ado, let's jump onto the charts and I'll show you exactly what I mean. Alright guys, so let's have a look at the charts now and I'll show you a quick example just using very simple tools on TradingView of how you can understand a break of structure and a change of character. We've got Bruno up there on the right hand side. Bruno, introduce yourself if you want.
Alright guys, how you doing?
Good stuff. Yeah, Bruno's the guy I'm mentoring throughout the entire journey of teaching him how to trade. If you haven't already seen my previous videos, then go check that out after this one. But basically, I'm mentoring a beginner up until the point where he hopefully becomes profitable, okay? So yeah, first things first, guys, a break of structure is going to basically look like this, okay? Now, I've already covered trends in my previous video, so I recommend you guys all watch that after this one if you don't actually understand what I'm speaking about here. Guys, a break of structure is when you see the market break past a previous high. So, for example, when you're in an uptrend, you're going to be forming higher highs and higher lows, okay? I've covered this in my previous video, and as we break structure to the upside, breaking past the previous high, then we cause a break of structure. So, if we continue this trend right here, here's another break of structure, and here's another break of structure to the upside, okay? And what I'll do is I'll mark these out actually as break of structures so that you can see them and actually clearly understand what's going on. But essentially, in an uptrend, guys, when you are very simply breaking past previous highs, that is a break of structure to the upside, okay? So, you know, there's not really much to it. People love to overcomplicate this concept and this thing which I'll speak about as break of structures and change of characters. But realistically, guys, it's simple, and that is essentially it, okay? Now, for the downtrend, it's exactly the same. We come up like this, we come down, we break past the previous low, okay? That's our break of structure, and we come up again, we come down, we come up, we come down, and our break of structures right now are going to be here, okay? And also when we break past this low, so this one like that, and then also when we break past this low right here. Now, I'm not going to even go into any more detail on that because that is simple and I don't want you guys to overcomplicate it. Break of structures are simple, okay, and that's literally it. Now, change of characters is where it gets interesting. Let's imagine that this exact downtrend we're seeing right here continues to go down a little bit more, but then we see price break past the previous lower high. So in a downtrend, obviously we're forming lower lows and lower highs. Now what we see here is a break past the previous lower high like that, and that, guys, is no longer a break of structure. This is now a change of character, okay? Because we're failing to respect this bearish trend. If we were going to respect the bearish trend, what we would want to see is price come up, you know, maybe do something like this and then continue to go lower like this, right? But the fact that we closed past it like this is a change of character, and this is one of the most important things to know in trading, and that's why I want everybody to watch this video to the very end because it's very important. And later on, I will go through some examples on the charts, okay? But it's something you need to know in trading because you can look at change of characters and simply understand if the trend is reversing. And if you know the trend is reversing, that's when you can catch a trade. You can use this on any time frames. So I tend to use this on the 1 minute to get an entry, okay? Because when you know the trend's reversing, that is when you can now, you know, get an entry somewhere down here. Your stop loss is going to be below the low like this. Okay, and now because you're catching the beginning of the trend, as you've just seen the change of character, which happens at the beginning of a trend, you can hold this trade for a really big position because you've caught it at the beginning, because you can understand change of characters, okay? So this is one of the most important things to know in trading. And to be honest, even change of characters are simple. I'll go on the charts and I'll show you guys some examples in a bit. But that's an example of a change of character out of a downtrend. A change of character out of a uptrend is gonna basically be the exact same, okay, but just in reverse. So we continue to go up here. We break past the previous higher low. So this is the higher low. We break past it, okay, and there is your change of character right here, okay. Now, like I said, you can use this on any time frame. This can show you a change of character on the daily, and if you see a change of character on the daily time frame, then that's a really good indication that the market is not just going to shift momentum, for a short amount of time. But if you're seeing this on the daily time frame, you can use that to literally predict the start of a completely new trend for the next couple of months or the next week or something. Okay, so you want to use this on every time frame, and it's something where you need to be able to use on every time frame so that when you're doing your top-down analysis and analyzing the higher time frame to the lower time frame, you can actually understand what's going on based on market structure. Because price doesn't just go up; it does go up and then it goes down and then it goes up again, and that's when you need to understand change of characters and stuff like that. Okay, so yeah, Bruno, does that make sense? The change of characters and the break of structures.
Yeah, it makes sense. And you're just looking within that line. You're not looking to like an hour ago, or you broke that structure, or you changed that character. You're just looking at the previous peak or the previous.
Yeah, yeah, bro, exactly. So you're only looking at the most recent sorry, higher low. So this is the most recent higher low, right? As this area right here, this higher low caused the break of structure to the upside right here. Okay, so this is the low that we're monitoring. Everything else before that we don't care about. We only care about the low here that caused the high, that caused the break of structure. So this low caused the break of structure, and if we go through it, then that is our change of character. Now, another thing which I want to mention as well is a change of character is very, very important that you see strong momentum breaking through this low, okay? Because if we just, you know, tap it like this, then it's not that strong of a change of character. The strongest change of characters are when you see big selling or buying pressure through that area, okay? So, for example, right here, the same thing goes for this one right here. When we see a big change of character with big volume, then that is exactly what you want to see. Now, like I said, guys, I've covered this in previous videos, and I've actually explained how to understand buying and selling volume based on candles, which is why I've done the series in the way I have, going over candles, going over trends, going over discipline, and now we can start to put it together on the charts, okay? So, yeah, like when you are doing it, you want to look for this point right here, okay? But yeah, what I'll do is I'm going to go on the charts, guys, and I'm going to find you some examples. Now, these are literally examples which I haven't even planned out. I'm just going to literally find them so you guys can see that, this is, I guess, real life. But yeah, you know what I'll do is I'll actually show you guys examples that I've actually marked out from literally the last week, okay? Because obviously I trade every week. I know what's going on based on my analysis. So I'll show you guys exactly what happened last week because there was a 4 hour change of character, and this right here, guys, is a change of character to the upside on the 4 hour time frame. Now, the reason why, okay, is because just looking at this move down here, this move from this high to this low is a downtrend. Okay, we're going down. The market is trending down. Now, what you want to do is not just understand that the market is trending down, but you want to be able to identify the highs and the lows that are caused in this downtrend. So to do that, what you will do is basically, you literally just follow the market with your path tool. So it comes down here, comes up here, comes down to this point, comes up to here, comes down to here, comes up to here, comes down to this low, right? Now, like I just said in the example I gave you guys before, and I'll draw it out one more time here, a change of character when you're in a downtrend looks like this. Okay, so we're going down, we're forming lower lows and lower highs, but when we break past the lower high, right, that is your change of character right here. Okay, and that is exactly what we're seeing right here on the charts. This is a great example that you guys could probably screenshot and actually make a note on, because it's a great example of something which I literally used last week. This happened last week, and I mentioned this live in my community, and we were able to make money from this, from understanding this, okay? Because it helps you understand what direction the market's going. If you know the higher time frame, like the 4 hour or the daily, has changed character, that is when you can completely change your bias from now being bearish. Because this week here, I was bearish as we were clearly trending down, Then when I saw the change of character on the 4 hour, I changed my bias to being bullish because the change of character, guys, indicates a massive change in the market direction. So that's literally what we saw right here, guys. A change of character to the upside as we broke past this high right here. This is the high that caused the low. Okay, the same thing here. This is the high here. Let me actually mark it out like this. This, guys, is the high that caused this low down here. So we came down here, we broke past this high, and that is our change of character. Okay, and it's that simple. Okay, that's using higher time frame change of characters, but I'm going to show you lower time frame in a second. But Bruno, bro, does that make sense?
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense.
Cool. And do you understand kind of how that indicates the start of like a new trend, and how like if we were trading, for example, right? Imagine you were on the charts and your bias, or you were looking for sells here, okay? Because the market's trending down. When you see the change of character, do you understand like how you can now use this to stop looking for sells because now the market is clearly changing direction to the upside?
Yeah, because we're now likely to follow the trend
Yeah.
upward.
Yeah, bro. Exactly. So whenever you're doing your higher time frame analysis, what you would do is you would kind of look at all the different time frames and always switch back between the higher time frames and the lower time frames, because often the lower time frames might be telling you something, but then the higher time frame is going to tell you what's actually going on. And that's how you can actually have a bias in trading, which I'm going to have a separate video on later on as well. But that bias is going to be so important when it gets to actually taking trades, because you want to be trading in direction with the trend. And that is when understanding change of characters and break structures comes into play, okay? So that's an amazing example of something that I literally used last week, guys. So, this is on the 11th of September, and today is, I believe, the 16th. Yeah, so today's the 16th. So literally, guys, 5 days ago, I was looking at this example, and it played out, okay? So, because as you can see, right, if I play out the charts, comes down and then it comes up, right? And the reason why is because there was a change of character, okay? So we know we're bullish at this point, comes down here and then goes up because the trend is now to the upside. And I'll get onto this later as well. But this is all liquidity, which the market is now going to go to as well, which I'll speak about later. I'm not going to cover liquidity now. It's a very advanced topic. However, when you can combine everything, which I will teach you in this bootcamp series, you are going to have an amazing understanding of how to trade, okay? So, yeah, that's a good example of change of character. I'm going to go on the 1 minute now. On the 15 minute, actually. Let's start on the 15. And I'm going to find an example of a 1 minute change of character, because the 1 minute change of character is one of the most important things to understand. It's how you find your entries in the market, okay? Having a 4 hour change of character is good because you know the direction of the overall trend. But a 1 minute change of character is how you're going to get these sniper entries, guys, okay? So, yeah, again, I'm going to go to an example of a winning trade which I took. Oh, I deleted it off my chart. But it was on Tuesday somewhere. What's this? Friday. It's here. Okay, it's here. Right, so yeah, I'll show you a literal example of a winning trade that I took on Tuesday. Okay, and I'll explain to you why this 1 minute change of character helped me to enter this position. Okay, now the best example of a change of character was actually this point right here. Okay, and I'll start by showing you guys this one. So yet again, when you're actually drawing out market structure, what you do, just like how we did it on the higher time frame, you do the exact same thing on the lower time frame, and you simply get out your path tool and you literally just go up, go down, go up, go down, go up, go down a bit. This one here, I wouldn't really draw out. It's just not really much of a move. So I draw it out to here. Then we have a slight pullback. Then we come up again, right? Now, the change of character is when we break past this low right here, because this is the low that caused the new high. So that's literally what we do. We wait for that low to be broken. Now, like I said, when I was giving you guys that example, of the very basic example at the beginning, we want to see a big selling pressure coming through this change of character. So this candle right here is good selling pressure, right? This white one here is a bearish candle, and it shows selling pressure because it's very, very big. However, it didn't really close that strongly below this low. So for example, there's the low which we want to see it broken through. I'm going to get rid of this path tool now so you guys can see. But we want to see price break below this low right here, okay, to give us our change of character. But we didn't really see much of a close below it. So you can see right here, this candle here was very, very bearish, very, very strong selling pressure. But the next candle here, there wasn't really strong selling pressure. So at this point, there wasn't much indication that this was a good change of character, okay? So now what I did is I waited, okay? We saw a little bit of a pullback, but then when we saw some more selling pressure coming in from, you know, these candles here, this candle, this candle, this candle, that's when I took the trade. The reason why is because I want to wait to see big pressure coming through and breaking past a change of character, right? That's what's known as displacement, guys. So what I'll do actually is I will put on this, right? This is known as hold up. Displacement is basically when you break past a low or a high really, really aggressively, okay? So, you know, we saw a little bit here, but it didn't continue because you can see here that these candles started to start turning bullish again, right? There wasn't much selling pressure. What I wanted to see was, you know, these candles continue to go to the downside like that. So, you know, that would show me good selling pressure. However, we didn't see that. So I would have waited until I see the selling pressure. And I see the selling pressure here. So what I would have done here is I would have got an entry anywhere around here. Okay, because now we've really closed below, you know, this low, which I initially marked out really, really strongly. Okay, as you can see, there's good selling pressure coming in. We've closed below this low, which caused the new high. And I would enter really anywhere around this point here. Okay, stop loss is going to be above the high. I know I haven't covered stop losses or how to even enter a trade yet, but you know, this is what you would do, okay? Because 1 minute's off for entering the trade, this is what you would do. You would see the change of character, and then you would enter the trade, something like this, okay? And now to go over it again one more time. Market right here is trending up, okay? Then we see a move to the downside, and when we see a strong close below this low here that caused the move up, that is when we start to take the trade. Not here, where we haven't seen the big close, but we wait and we see a big close in the market like this, okay? When we see actual selling pressure coming in, that's when I would take the trade. This is something which not many people actually say to you. Lots of people will just take the trade at any change of character. But if you're not waiting for a strong close, there's going to be so many times, guys, where because you haven't waited for a strong close, it comes up again and it keeps on going up. But that's why you want to see strong closes below this low, and then you take the trade. And I promise you guys, that's going to help your trading so much. So yeah, Bruno, does that make sense?
Yep, 100%.
All right, guys. So Bruno's now on his charts, and he's going to give us a quick demonstration of what he's learned so far to see if he can actually find these change of characters. Okay. Now, Bruno, you're going to need to actually first activate the line tool on your chart. So all you got to do is come, I think, on Zoom, yeah, and then on the left hand side there, you'll see that you've got a line. Literally press on that line, and press on the star next to it. So go back on there, press on the star, yep, and now it's on your trading view chart. That's all you need. Oh no, and also add on. Also go 5 down, I believe, like 5 to the left. So like yeah, that one, and extend that. On a 1 up. Yeah, that's it.
This
So
one?
and then go to the path tool and then favorite the path tool. So below, yeah, favorite that. Nice. And then you've got 2. That's all you need. And the rectangle. Yeah, perfect. Cool.
Okay. So it's just up now, even if I zoom in?
Yeah, you can zoom in. Yeah.
All right, that's good.
Yeah, man. So yeah,
Um,
start it from the bottom. So you see there at the bottom. You know, start it from there and start by drawing out the market structure of what's going on.
we can probably draw that out a tiny bit. That's a lower high,
Yep.
the lower low, the lower high, the lower low. Here we slightly go higher, but we call that a lower high.
Yeah.
Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. And
Yeah.
here we start
Sweet.
to change. So this is a consolidation period.
Yeah.
We go hit this high,
Yes.
this low, high. It's pretty balanced here, right? It's
Yeah.
actually, and that's like the middle, right? That's where it starts to change. That's
Yeah,
change of
and
character.
you can see there, that is when the buying pressure comes in. You see those big buying candles? That's when it closes above the highs here. And then that's when you can consider taking the trade.
Yeah. However, would you say this here is the point
That will
where
definitely that will definitely be the strongest point. But the only reason why I wouldn't probably trade that is because my entry might be a bit too high and I want to have a small entry. So
yeah,
what I would do is I would probably enter when we see that original buying pressure coming in, right? So right down there at the bottom.
yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, like that. Yeah. Yeah. When we see those big buying candles there, changing character and breaking past those highs which you marked out to the left, that's when I would probably take a buy.
you could have probably made some money here.
Yeah, bro. I mean, like guys, keep in mind this is literally a random example which Bruno went back on the chart and found. Like, I don't know which time of day this was. I don't know if there was even buying volume at this time. I don't know if we were reacting to a demand zone. It purely is a random example, guys, but it is a good
Wait,
example of Bruno showing us how it's done using what he's learned.
would this be break of structure or change of
Change
character?
your character, bro. As it's like the
Yeah.
start of a new trend.
Okay. Cool. And where are the breaks of? Where would we see the breaks of structure within
So
this?
if
So
you go to the left, yeah.
every time it breaks the last high or last low, it breaks the structure.
Yeah, so in this case, because we're going down, every time it breaks a low, that's going to be a break structure to the downside. So yeah, there, perfect. There, yeah.
That's a bit funky,
Yeah, that
but
one's a bit of a
yeah.
mess. But yeah, those two are good examples of break structures. That's a change of character. That starts the uptrend, and then boom, perfect. So yeah, guys, like that is a great example of change of characters and break structures. I hope you learned a lot from this video. Obviously, this is quite advanced. However, it is very important that everybody understands this. Before you even move on to any other topic in trading, you need to understand everything which I've covered so far. So, understanding change of characters and break structures are essential because when it comes to trading from a supply zone or from a sweep of liquidity, you need to be looking for these things to enter the trade. So that is why I have explained it in the way which I have. That's why I'm trying to explain this to you guys as best as I can because it really is very important. And then also, like I said as well, it's not just to use on the lower time frame, but it's also very crucial for the higher time frame as well. So what I recommend everyone does is do what Bruno did right here, right? And literally look back on the chart and just go to random points and try and find a good change of character, right? So, for example, right here, this is just kind of another one. It's not a great example, but we're in an uptrend here. We're coming up. Then we see some consolidation that kind of gives us. It's not great. It's kind of very similar example to Bruno's, but when we close below these lows strongly, then you can argue that's probably your change of character.
And
Um,
consolidation is just when the market's not going up or down. It's just thinking about where it's going to go next, or you can
yeah,
analyze where it's going to go next.
yeah, exactly. Consolidation is normally a good indicator that the market's probably gonna start to reverse as well. Um, Now looking at this example, the best change of character would have been this one here, okay? But it's literally a very similar example to the one Bruno mentioned before. This change of character here would have been too late, so I would have entered probably after this one, because that would have given me a better entry. We saw some good selling pressure here, and that is probably what I would have done, okay? Now the reason I'm saying that is because you know there really going to be lots of change of characters that happen very late, like this one right here. And realistically, you're not going to want to enter this late because it just is too late. So what you would do is you would enter on any one that you can see before, which this one right here, after consolidation breaking through it, you can take a trade from that. Now you can also see other examples right here. There's another example. Okay, we're in a downtrend here. We're coming up, we're coming down, we're coming up, we're coming down, and this is the high that caused this low down here, right? So the change of character is going to be for us when we break past this high. Mark that on your charts. And guys, just like that, I've done two examples within the space of 2 minutes, okay? It's very, very easy. And that's what I want you guys to get good at. I want you guys to be able to, look back on the charts and find these change of characters, okay? Because then you can see every single time, well, not every time, okay? But most of the time, when you see a change of character, that is the start of a little trend or a big trend, okay? And that's what I want everyone to do. So, I hope this video makes sense. I hope you guys learned a lot from it. If you did, comment in the comments and let me know how you found it. And if you made it this far, comment the word done, just so I can know that you are actually watching these videos to the end, okay? But other than that, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Bruno, thank you for joining me on this mission.
No problem, man. Thanks
Um,
for the session.
yeah, man, and I will speak to you guys all. I don't know when, but whenever the next video is out. So stay tuned for that. See you later, boys. Bye bye.